Hello, hello. Mm-mm. Right, let's see if this is working. It's been a while. Oh, I just remembered how much noise this makes. Sorry about that. I'm just sharing the link in the Facebook group. If you haven't joined yet, it's New Leaf Designs Knitting and Crochet Crew. August 8th, yes. Right. Oh, I should probably post on Instagram as well. Hi, good morning everyone. Hi Miranda. I've attached, no wait, that's not right. Usually I have my camera on a little tripod, but now it's on the top of my laptop, so if I move the laptop I actually move the camera. Right. Come on, let me copy the link. Yes. Okay. Right. Okay. I will just. I'm wondering if I should keep the music on, because the last time for the live podcast episode I didn't do any music, so I can just maybe I'll just fade it out, because I think because this is not going to be my standard cozy craft along, it's just mainly going to be a podcast episode, and I think I want to control the sound a little bit better, so I will fade it out. Right, so that everybody can understand what I'm saying, because with videos that I record and then edit, I can edit my microphone volume levels, but for a live podcast episode I can't do that. It's on full maximum 100%, so yeah, I do want my voice to be loud and clear. Good morning everyone. Good morning Natasha. Good morning Lane. How is everyone? Oh, I need something to drink. I mean, just water. It's just water. How has everyone's last couple of weeks been? I've been very grateful for the Scottish weather because everyone is saying it's so hot, and of course it is just about 18, 20 degrees, maybe more like 17, 18 degrees Celsius. So it's lovely and cool. We don't have any hot summer nights which I'm really not missing, because the last couple of years in the Netherlands, it was getting so hot, and all of the buildings, well, most of them don't have air conditioning, and yeah, so we didn't have air conditioning in our home. It wasn't built for that weather, so I'm very happy with this weather. Miranda says, how are you? Thank you for asking. I'm out of COVID land. But it really, it had wiped me out for a good 2 weeks. Hi, Annalena. Good morning. And thank you. Yeah, I'm doing much, much better. And yeah, it was just, I think it was worse than the first time that I got it, which was, don't really remember, November 2 years ago, maybe? November 22. Yeah, it was a bit worse now. Also, when I get sick, I usually get a lot of muscle ache, and I did now as well. But it coincided with just the day before I started feeling worse. I started with day 1 of the 100 squat challenge. And I've done 100 squat challenge before, so it's like 100 squats a day for a month or so. And I done those challenges before, but of course the last time I did it was a long while ago. So I just decided, okay, I'll start with the with squat challenge again. The day after, I was I could not walk. I woke up and just my whole body was aching. But of course, because it was, of course I ached because of the squats that I did. But even my shoulders and my back, like the COVID just amplified that, and it was very funny to me. But yeah. I'm very happy to have recovered, and I feel very lucky, especially because I'm hearing more and more people who have long COVID, and I was a bit scared that I would continue to feel tired, and I really hope that more research gets done, because it just sounds like absolute bleep, you know? So yeah, I do hope that more research gets done on long COVID very soon. But yes, very happy to be back. I'm still not fully into my routine, but I did have some fun days of crafting this week. And I can't wait to show you. And tomorrow I have something really fun as well, because remember when I did the basket workshop, the basket weaving workshop, that same place, wow, the sunlight is very very bright. That same place is also doing batik workshops. Not actually sure what the correct way to pronounce it is. It's like the Indonesian wax painting. I've always said batik, but here they say batik, so I'm not sure. But tomorrow I'm following a workshop on that, so I'm very much looking forward to that. And talking about workshops, we have ours coming up next week, the 14th. We have the beginner brioche workshop. Very happy that wasn't in my sick days. Should I? There are a lot of clouds, so it might be less bright in a minute. That doesn't help at all, does it? Okay. Hi, Yvonne. Hi, Chris. So nice to see you. Miranda says, yes, looking forward to the workshop. Yay! Me too. And I've been working on the project for the second brioche workshop as well. So just to catch up, next week, August 14th, we're doing a brioche workshop over on Patreon. So I have my Patreon page, patreon.com/newleafdesigns. And we're doing a beginner brioche workshop. And we are going to be knitting a fruit hammock. So it's basically this triangular brioche piece. So we're starting with regular brioche. Well, we're starting with a few rows of garter, but regular brioche, one color, flat knitting, and then we're doing decreases. So you can knit a little triangular hammock for your fruits. And yeah, very excited about that. I will say, and then I forget. Yes, I will say, my hammock. I hung it up with those sticky hooks, if you know what I mean. Those like towel hooks that you can stick on the wall, right? If you do go for those, please note, because I didn't, that they have the weight on them that they can carry. And I use the hooks that can carry 200 grams. Now, of course, a bunch of bananas is going to be more than a kilo. So the first time that I hung up the hammock, it was there for about an hour. So please do get the if you're using these hooks, please do get the ones that can carry more than a kilo. But I also think that if you're allowed to drill things, you should just go for those hooks with a screw on them, right? So you can screw that in, because that is going to be much better to hang all of that up, because the hooks that I'm using, it is made to hang something on it like this, right? So the weight is going that way. If you're sticking it to the underside of a cupboard, the weight is pulling this way, and I think it just might be possible that it can't carry that much weight like that. So just something I was worrying about. If you're thinking of using the fruit hammock, which why would you not use it? Then definitely go for the screw-in hooks. I can't right now because I'm living in a rented space and I'm not allowed to use those kind of hooks, but who knows? We have been house hunting for the past weeks, and who knows, if everything goes well, I might have some news, but yeah, I won't share any more now because I don't want to jinx it. I'll share everything with you when it's done, you know. But yeah, that has also been adding some stress this week, and why I'm not in my usual routine yet. So house hunting is just such a roller coaster. Whew. And yeah. Very, very excited to move. So I really hope that we get it. But yes, I'll let you know. So what is the first thing that I'm going to show you? In the meantime, do let me know what you have been working on, because it has been a while. It has been, I think the last live video was July 18th. So it has been a while. I have the project for the second brioche workshop here. I've not finished it. But so on Patreon, I'm doing a monthly workshop. The workshops are open to join for all Patreon members. So no matter if you join on the $5 tier, I say dollar, it's euro, or the €8 or €10 tier, you are all open to join or welcome to join the monthly workshops. And so next week we're doing single color brioche on August 14th, and in September, was it September 9th? Yes, Monday, September 9th. We're doing 2-color brioche, and we're doing a market bag. And it's still just a rectangle right now, but look at how stretchy that is. And I love that 2-color brioche. Looks like one color on the one side and other color on the other side. I think that's really cool. Yeah, Chris says I'm knitting the Simon shawl from Twin Set and Pearl. Ooh, Simon shawl. Let's see. Oh, that is nice. Oh, it kind of looks like a small dogtooth pattern, if you know what I mean. Kind of the small, yeah, is it called dogtooth? Like this really fun checkered print, kind of. Oh, that looks really, really nice. I'll save that. So the market bag, each one of the shorter ends, I'll be knitting the handle there, and then I have to figure out if I want to close it like this, or if I'm just there as well and kind of make it more rounded that way. I'm not quite sure. And I also think that this would be a nice bag to just keep yarns in, because you could definitely it's not sewn together yet, but you could definitely keep a lot of yarns in. It's open at the edges now, but yeah, could be a yarn shopping bag. It could also be grocery shopping. Yeah. Natasha says, I'm still on my second version of the Son of the Pine Shawl. Yay! I am on the 6th repeat of the Norwegian fur lace. Wow. That's wow. You've done a lot. I haven't had as much knitting time as I would have liked. Oh, but you're already on the last. Yeah, right? Because, yeah, sorry. I know that this looks very scrambled. Yeah, but the fir tree lace is the last piece of lace in that shawl. So, and sure, there are a lot of lace repeats of the last one, and you can choose to extend it as you did the first time. Yeah, but I love how the first one turned out in the pink colors. Beautiful. Um, yeah, I also haven't had that much knitting time as I'd liked. Oh, I just the muscle ache was just like, oh, I could play video games, I could watch TV series. I did not feel like knitting. Um, you started at the end of June, right? So that's about a month and a half. Yeah, that's really nice. Um, Miranda says, I'm still working on the Tulsa tee. Yay! I was not happy with the length of the body, so I frogged the ribbing and made it a bit longer. Oh, good call. And started sock one of a new pair. At the moment, I have a brei dip. Oh! How would we say that in English? A knitting dip? Probably dip doesn't translate like you lost your knitting mojo for the moment. I think we would say it that way. Yeah. I have been preparing for my workshops at the Glasgow Yarn Festival. Um, it's called the Glasgow School of Yarn, and that's on the craft blog, like writer's blog. Yeah, that's a good one. And hi, Winnie. So on 19th of October, I'm teaching at the Glasgow School of Yarn, and I'm teaching two classes. One is design your own colorwork motif, and the other one is color theory in craft. And so I have been preparing for that. And for the color theory one, I wanted to create a color wheel out of wool felt. So I've been blending a lot of felt, or wool roving, I mean. I ordered all of the primary colors and white, and I've blended all of these. So the only ones that I had were yellow, red, and blue, and all of the other colors that you see here are blended. And I've been really enjoying this. And yeah, I'm so looking forward to this class because color theory is just it is, if you understand this, then you can create brilliant color combinations. And how to create good color combinations, that has maybe been the top one question that I get ever since that I'm publishing knitting and crochet patterns, not only for colorwork, for stranded colorwork, but also for striped blankets and just any kind of project where you use more than one color, whether that's stranded colorwork, or you knit this piece in this color and that piece in that color. And Elena says, it's been way too hot here. Oh, fortunately, the last days we have some wind. I have finished a couple of works in progress and started another 3 projects. Never ending story. Oh yeah, I hear you. I finished a couple of old works in progress and then just started 5 new ones. Annalena's trying a new yarn at the moment, no pattern, just stuck in it to create a boxy t-shirt, and started the Alive and Kicking tee by Melanie Berg. Oh, very nice. Yeah. I've also started some projects, but I can't show you. What's the new yarn you're trying? I would be very curious to know. Um, so I'm very much looking forward to this class, but because when this clicks, you can just easily create color combinations that will look good, that will make your colorwork stand out, and yeah, it's been really fun. And alongside this, I've also been blending some browns and grays, which, it does actually look like browns and grays here. But, due to the nature of roving wool fibers, if you look close up, it just looks like, oh, there's some blue, oh, there's yellow, oh, there's red. But from far away, it does look like brown and yellow. But not sure if it will focus, but yeah. Yeah, so that has been really fun. And I had lots of roving on my desk here, and what I have left, I just spun that into these little balls on the spinning wheel yesterday. Vinny's about to start the Echo Capelet by Winsorow for Alfia. Oh, nice. Color Theory is a whole science. It will be a great workshop. I'm so looking forward to this. Yeah. But also, I've just been really excited about learning more just for myself, because it just I love learning. I really liked art history in school, and it's just really fun to learn about complementary contrast, about other kinds of contrast, why a color combination works well. It's just really fun. I will just Google that Echo Capelet. What was the name again? Winsorow. Oh, there it is. Oh, wow. Oh, that's really, really fun. Oh, it's crochet, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, very nice. Oh, there's a Comic-Con here on Saturday, and I'm thinking of going, but obviously I don't have costumes or whatever. But I think it will be fun to just go as a visitor. There's going to be costume competitions for Spider-Man, Deadpool, Sonic, like Sonic the Hedgehog. So I think it's going to be really fun. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, I think I'll just go. Yeah. I think it'll be fun. So, right. I'll be in Glasgow on the 19th of October, but before that, 7th of September, I'll be in Perth, or at the Scottish Yarn Festival. It's close to Perth, anyway. Perth, UK, not Perth, Australia. Lane says, I go to tons of cons and you will absolutely have a blast. Okay. I have a feeling that this one here in Inverness is very tiny, but I think it will be fun. Yeah. And they might be selling board games as well, and we're always looking for more board games to play. Let's see. I made a list of things I wanted to share. Right, so I have been working on a project, but it is secret. It is a gift for someone, so I hope that she's not watching. Charlie, if you're watching, stop watching. But because this is live, there's a chance that she will drop in, so I won't be talking about it. I won't be showing it in screen for a long time. So, okay, so look away, Charlie. If you're joining, because I don't think you want to see it yet. So I've been knitting a baby blanket, and I still have a long way to go, but this is what I have so far, and it is all in honeycomb brioche. What did I say? Not brioche, honeycomb cables. Got brioche on the brain. And this is the wrong side. This is one of those stitches that I think looks absolutely horrendous on the wrong side. But it does look really nice on the right side. That was the yarn ball dropping. Using these massive cones. They're 300 grams each, and I've just started the second one. So there's just about 300 grams in here now. Here is where I joined. Yeah, it's a lot of work. But I think it will be nice. It's a very heavy blanket already. It feels nice, and her baby is born already, but I've sent her an emergency blanket that I knit on my knitting machine. So it wasn't as pretty. It felt a little bit flimsy, but she doesn't need a heavy duty blanket for the summer. And I think once I'm finished with this blanket, she'll actually be able to use it. Thank you. Yeah, it really is a lot of work, but it is nice. It is nice. Yeah, so this has been on my lap for most of the evenings, and yeah, it's also why I don't have that much other knitting to show. Also because the only other main work in progress I have is also secret. But that's because I'm using a yarn that hasn't been out yet. So yeah. But it's nice. Yeah, she's been doing really well, Charlie and her baby. But yeah, it's been really cute to see her getting into her new role as a mom. And my sister-in-law as well. She had her baby just about a month before. Their Charlie's and my sister-in-law's baby were just about a month apart. So yeah. And I'm kind of all over the place because I just remembered I'm going to the Scottish Yarn Festival on the 7th of September, and also vending at the Scottish Yarn Festival is Alex from Uniru Designs. You might have seen me tag her on Instagram because I recently ordered some yarn from her. So Uniru Designs. Is that showing up? Yeah, I think so. And Alex is a real good advocate for local yarns and sustainable dyeing, and so she has a lot of yarns from small flocks, from sheep breeds that don't have a lot of numbers left, just because, you know, the most popular ones are obviously merino and blueface luster, but she likes to work with sheep breeds that usually don't get a lot of love. But those sheep still exist, and this one, I was especially taken with this one. This is undyed. This chocolatey brown is the sheep's natural color, and it's a Dutch sheep breed. It's a Zwart Bles sheep breed. You can read it here. They're Zwart Bles. And it's really funny because here in the UK they're pronouncing it as Zwarbles, which I have a difficult time saying. So Zwart Bles, and this is from a small flock of sheep that was, I think it's very nearby where Alex lives, like maybe 100 miles, no, not 100 miles, maybe like down the road or something. From Farmer Dave. He has a flock of Zwart Bles sheep, and I think the story was she overheard him talking about his sheep, or other way around, she was talking to a friend about local sheep and he overheard her talking about it, and then offered her if she wanted to have this this wool spun. And so she did, and it's a huge undertaking to have wool spun at a spinnery, and especially if you have a small flock, it's going to cost quite a lot, because if you go to a spinnery with your yarns, there are these kind of like startup costs. And of course, if you have a small amount of wool, that startup cost is going to be relatively expensive, more expensive than if you have a large amount of wool, and then the startup cost would be easier to kind of divide over the costs of the wool per 100 grams. So she told me, like, she isn't making much on this yarn herself. She's, I think, just breaking even. But she just thinks it's very important that this wool from these sheep, they get to become a yarn, because lots of the wool here just gets burned or tossed away, in the Netherlands as well. And I just think it's so sad when that happens. So that when I heard Alex's story about it, I thought, well, I really want this yarn to survive. I want to applaud Alex for what she's done, and and just hope she does it again. And if she doesn't sell all of it, I'm not sure if she will have the funds to do this again, right? So I thought it would be important. I'm just going to share the link for those of you who are curious to browse some of Alex's yarn. Because I paired it, I'm going to pair it with this beautiful caramel brown that Alex did dye herself. And I do have to say, Alex not a brown person. Like she usually does this whole array of colorful yarns, and this is very muted. I've possibly chosen the most muted color palette that I could possibly do from the yarns that she sells. Most of them are quite bright. But yeah, I just thought this would be such a great mix, and I have this idea for a winter shawl with a kind of Scottish tartan motive, and I think it would be really nice. And of course I could have done more colors, but yeah, whenever I grab for a shawl, I usually do grab for the shawl with the least color in it, which, yeah, I could choose to wear more color, or I could choose to actually make stuff that I will wear easier. And I thought I should let this color shine. And if I paired this with a very loud color, then this would not be the star of the show, if you know what I mean. So yeah, very happy with this. I wound it up yesterday, so I'm very excited to knit a gauge swatch. Now that I have more experience in knitting, I'm always looking forward to making the gauge swatch. I know that in my first 5 years of knitting, I rarely knit gauge swatches, and I just thought it was a big waste of time. Now I see it as a taster of just trying out a yarn. And it's more fun for me that way. So I'm looking forward to that. Talking about yarns, I have also dyed some yarns myself with the new Scapious yarns and the yarn dyes from Jacquard. And I have dyed two skeins with the idea of either a stranded colorwork design, or I was thinking maybe a brioche design, but I'm not sure what I could do with two skeins. But here they are. I haven't shown this yet on Instagram. I hope that it shows up well. So we have this one, which is kind of a cool brown. It's like a grayish brown. Hope it shows up well. And this is kind of a very pale turquoise with some speckling. That was really fun to do. So it's really pale turquoise with some pink speckles, some purple, some darker turquoise. And I want to pair these two in a design, and I thought I could do a colorwork cowl. I'm not sure what I would be able to do with brioche. I'm not sure, because with colorwork I kind of know how much fabric I could get from it, but with brioche I'm not sure how much yarn it takes, because it stretches a lot, and I'm not sure if I could get more out of it than with colorwork. Yeah. What do you think, Barbara? Would you choose brioche for this or colorwork? Um, and that goes for everyone who's watching. Let me know. Because I do think, I mean, colorwork is kind of my thing, so I think it would be smart for me to go with colorwork. But also, yeah, brioche has been really fun. So I don't know. I don't know. But I was I was dyeing this, and I had some dye left over. And then I used up that dye with a third skein, and I like this one even more. So it's a very soft pink, but it has some blues in there. And just a little bit of speckling. Not sure if it shows up well, but I'll be sure to post pictures of it on Instagram as well. It's a very kind of soft grayish pink. Lovely colors. Thank you. Oh, are you going to teach us brioche? Yes, next week. Next week there's the brioche workshop on Patreon on the 14th. And the replay will be available for a month after that. So, yeah. And also on the workshop for September. But I highly recommend following the beginner workshop next week as well, because single color brioche is really the first step you want to do before doing two color brioche, you know. It's a lot of fun, yeah. Yeah, it is a nice pink, isn't it? So these ones are both DK weight, and this one is sock yarn, sock weight. So, and this one has some nylon in it, so I could do a sock, or who knows? Who knows? Yeah. Very excited about this. I do love all of them together, but they won't be in the same project. Yeah. And I did write down how exactly I made these colors, so that if you want to knit that design with exactly these colors, then you can. I'm thinking I could also do some crochet with this, but yeah, just not sure. I had fun dyeing it, and yeah, I have enough on my plate at the moment, so yeah, I won't be starting this design very soon, but yeah. once the idea is there, then I'm sure it will be very quick, because it is DK weight, so that will be much quicker than my usual fingering weight patterns. Barbara says, I have a pattern for brioche, but the directions don't mean a lot for me. Yes, exactly. There are some abbreviations like BRK. That's just brioche knit, and it's really just a knit stitch, but you're knitting through the brioche stitch, so it needs to have a different abbreviation, but really it's not as difficult as the directions make it seem. I promise. But I do highly recommend just doing single brioche, single color brioche first, because adding a second color in there just adds a lot more difficulty in there as well. And yeah, but I am very excited. And who knows, maybe these workshops will inspire me to create a brioche pattern with these. I don't know. We will see. Right, and I do have. I think I saved the best for last. I had this idea for a colorwork knit on the knitting machine, and I'm just so completely in love with with what I made. It's almost, I'm almost a bit embarrassed that I like this so much, but oh, I am completely in love with these colors. I think it's the perfect mix of autumn earthy colors, but then also some fresh spring-like colors in here. Oh, thank you, Barbara. You make everything knitting easy for me. Oh, thank you. That's so nice to hear. I'll do my best with the brioche. Thank you, Annalena. Yes, I did post about it on Instagram. Yeah, it's... Oh. And I'll show you the... I made a punch card. Oh, I piled all of the yarn on top of it. Let's see if I can scooch that out from under the yarn. Come on. Okay. So, if you follow me on Instagram, I took some... Yes, this is on the knitting machine. Yes. So I was looking at my Around the World sweater, which is a colorwork sweater pattern that I designed. It's a free pattern on my blog, New Leaf Designs. And I just really loved that colorwork design, and I thought it was really my style. So I thought, okay, well, let's see if I can translate that into machine knitting. So, and with machine knitting, you can knit colorwork. Here's my knitting machine. Here is a little slot, and this punch card goes in there. And the machine then reads the punch card, and for every stitch with a hole in it, it chooses one color, and for every stitch where there's not a hole, it chooses a different color, right? So you have two colors, colors A and B. And then you can design your colorwork chart. Maybe it looks better on this side because I scribbled a lot on this side, just so I know if I see a line, that's where I need to pause. But on the reverse, you can kind of see the patterns, right? So for example, the green one here, the green and white, right? Can you see that? That one is here, right? And I have another one here. And so this card, it was totally white, and then I marked the design on here, and then with my card puncher I punched holes in it so that the machine can read it. And I'll make some videos about how it works, because I think this is very interesting, and some people commented on Instagram that they would let me and that they would like to see me make videos about that as well. But so I put it in the machine, and then I knit a couple rows, right? And then when I get to a line, I have to stop, because then I have to knit one more row just plain with just one color to finish off that stripe. So I have to turn off the color work function, if that makes sense. So I knit the color work stripe, and then I think, okay, I just want to do one main color row now. So I click, okay, stop reading from the punch card, and I do one main color row in the stripe that I'm finishing. I do one color row for the next stripe. Then I click yes, I wanted to read from the card again, and then knit the next stripe. And of course I was changing colors as well. I have a couple of color pairs that I used throughout. So the mustard green, the mustard and the green, that here as well, and here and here. I have the pink and the caramel brown. I have that here as well, and here and here. I keep switching up the colors as well, so that one time the caramel is the background, and then the pink is the background, and then caramel is the background again. And then another one that I used throughout was this, which is the burgundy and kind of like salmon orange. Here as well, here, just so I have some set color pairings. And then I switch it up after every 4 stripes, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. I do something else. And this one. And this one with orange and pink. And this one with beige and blue. Just to switch it up, just to have a little bit more fresh colors in there. And yeah, and then when I took it off the machine, I then sewed the last row to the beginning. You might be able to. Can you see that line? You can feel it more than you can see it. So here at the end of the burgundy, there's my grafting line where I joined it in the round. And now I have my cowl. Still have to weave in the ends. And I'm wondering, because what I would usually do is sew this together so that you don't see the inside, and then you would wear it like this, of course without the ends showing. And this is just a very nice sturdy cowl. It really hugs your neck, and this is of the same style that I did for my book, for the cowl patterns in there. Because you can knit it so that it's a single loop around your head, or you can knit it a double loop like this one, where you loop it twice, and it's like, it's almost like, I don't know what the word is, but it really like it's tight. And I especially love this for when I'm on the bike, um, because you don't want any wind going through, and so it really needed to be tight so that I won't catch a cold. And right, so here's where I'm gonna need your help, because I have two options. I either sew this closed so that now you can see the wrong side, right? I can sew it closed. So that you would only see the right side, right? And then you can still wear it double looped. Then this is the main way of wearing it. Or, my hair is getting so frizzy now. Or, I don't sew it together. I leave it open like this. Of course, I will weave the ends in, so that you do still have the option, because the edge will kind of roll over by itself, right? You can just fold it like I just did, and you can still wrap it around. But you also have the option of wearing it over your shoulders like this, and then you can use a pin to pin it in place, or you could have it more as a snood kind of. Hang on. Hi, Gabriella. Right, so my goodness. Last time I did it was much easier, but I forgot how I did that. Right, so you could have it, I think I should knit it a bit longer because it's so tight. Right, you could even have it like that. So frizzy. Yeah, so I'm wondering, should I do that? Yeah, last option. Because then you will see the inside, and you will see where I've woven in the ends. I personally, I quite like seeing the reverse side. I quite like that. Not sure if everyone would. But yeah. I am very happy with this project, and I just love the colors. So I can't wait to knit more. I have an idea for a skirt. But yeah. Yeah. Love the hoodie style. Oh, yes. Yeah, so I still have some time to think about it, but I think I will just keep it this way, because yeah, then you can have more styling options. And I was even thinking, because I knit this on the machine, it still takes me quite a while, but of course it's way faster than hand knitting. and I might even be able to sell some samples. I know most of the people who follow me, they knit, so they don't really want to buy finished things. But a lot of people who come across my Instagram page or my website for the first time, they immediately think that I sell handmade things. And I think with machine knit things, I might even consider selling them. So then I was wondering, okay, what would be the favorite option? Would I close it, or would I have it like this? Because you see much more of the pattern like this. I like having the width to wrap around the shoulders. Yeah, because you can even... Okay, I'm gonna go again. You could have it like this. Okay, seems like everyone is voting for this option, which great, because I was thinking this one as well. I can always sew it together. So yeah, and it is easy enough to fold it that way if you do want to wear it in the tight cowl. Yeah. Yeah, I was just very, very pleased with this. How long did it take you to make? It was... I was working on it on the machine for 3 days, but two of the days were like 2 half days. So I would say 2 full days. And, well, most of the work went into making this, but of course I only have to make this once, and then I can make unlimited cowls from it. And I suppose I will get faster. But one time I knit a row and it dropped every 4th stitch. And then I had to take it off the machine completely, pick up the last salvageable row, and then put that on the machine again. And that just is a very long and tedious process. So it's... If I didn't make any mistakes, probably a day and a half. But yeah, I'll have to time myself next time to see exactly how many hours. Because otherwise I wouldn't be pricing it fairly if I don't know how many hours I put into it. The machine knits it as a flat piece, so yes, I did then spend an hour or so knitting the first row to the last row. Yeah. Yeah, we will see. I'm very happy with so far, and I will just be weaving in the ends for the rest of the week, I think. So yeah, I hope to make more of this. I just, yeah, really in love with it. And I'll try to record a video next time I do it, because when you see it, I think that you understand it way more than if I'm explaining it. And because a knitting machine is just, yeah, you have to see it in order to understand it. And also when I didn't have any experience on the machine, I really had this idea of, machine knitting is cheating. it's fake. Yeah, machine. But it's so much work that goes in there. And I think that would be very interesting to share. Yeah, well, the knitting itself can be faster. It's also more difficult to cast on. It's more difficult to cast off. The prep takes much longer. Yeah, and you need specific yarns to knit on the machine. You have to have a center pull ball or a cone because you can't simply knit from any yarn because otherwise it will get caught in the machine. But definitely, if you want, I highly recommend taking some machine knitting classes because it is just really, really fun. Yeah. It's kind of the extremes of knitting because it can be so fun if it goes right. If you make a mistake, it's also way more frustrating than with hand knitting. Yeah. Right. Let me just quickly check if I have anything more to share. Right. So I will. I will link to the post about the brioche knit workshop. It is on Patreon, so if you go to patreon.com/newleafdesigns, or I can share the link in the chat box right now, because I do have a public post about it, just where I explain what it's like and what you need. How can I share this? Copy link. Right, so if you want to know more about the brioche workshop, then click that link. It is next week. I'll be teaching it live via Zoom, but if it's not in your time zone, or if you just don't have time at that moment, then the replay will also be available afterwards. So yeah, and I hope to see you again next time. I'm not sure if I'll do another podcast episode like this next week, because I do want to have enough to actually talk about. So it might be 2 weeks from now. There's a lot of things happening behind the scenes. So hopefully I'll be able to share more. There is some progress with the English version of my book. So very, very exciting. I hope to be able to share more, but yeah, I just need a little bit of time for that. So I might not be back next week, but I will let you know either on the Facebook group, which is New Leaf Designs Knitting and Crochet Crew, or on Instagram, where I'm also newleafdesigns.nl on Instagram. Yeah, and I hope to see you then. I hope you have a great weekend. I know it's only Thursday, but I always wish you a great weekend. Have a really fun couple of days. Hope to see you next time. It's 6:30 for Barbara. Wow. Have a lovely rest of your day. And I hope to see you next time. And yeah, Miranda, see you next week on the workshop. Thank you, Annalena. Have a great weekend, everyone. And I hope to see you all next time. Bye-bye.